everybody, Vicki Fitch here, your direct sales expert, coming to you live from sunny Southern California. You guys, today is a super great day. Like, put a one in the chat box if you've had a good day. If you haven't had a good day, we're going to make you have a good day. So just you get to relax, right? But put a one in the chat box if you've had a good day. I am so excited to have you guys here because, we've now gone through 1 month of our Do You Neo series, right? Do You Neo need extra opportunities? If you guys are new here, we're so excited to have you. Put your name in the chat box so I can give you a shout out. If you guys are my regular Perry peeps, my Facebook fans, hit the share button and let other people know, because do you know we have prizes? We got prizes. We got great product. We have an unbelievable and amazing speaker, and I'm very excited to have him here. I see Dawn in the house. Melanie's here. Tammy's in the house. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate you guys being here. We have, like I said, a super exciting show for you today. So before I start, I wanted to remind you guys that, some of us, I don't know about California, but some of us are coming to the edge or the end of the quarantine, right? Or at least that might be wishful thinking. Hey, Rachel, welcome to the broadcast. Terry's here as well. And again, thank you guys so much for hitting the share button. We're coming to that edge, right? Of hopefully we're going to be reopening, but many of us have been working this whole time. Put a 2 in the chat box. Hey, SB, welcome. Put a 2 in the chat box if you've been working this whole time, that you didn't take the backseat vacation. Jerry's in the house. Welcome. Mariana's here. Welcome to the broadcast. Again, thanks for sharing, guys, and thanks for being here. Were you sleeping? Because some people were sleeping during these broadcasts, during these times. They were like, they were either stressed out or taking a vacation. They didn't have their NeoCom. They didn't have some of the products that we've got here. Melanie, thanks for being here. Yeah, all right. Rachel, you guys, people were taking a vacation. Now, us that were working, hey, Marsha, welcome. We know what it means to get ahead. We know what it means to put the pedal to the metal and get things moving forward. And that's what's going on right now, is that we have got the pedal to the metal, that we are moving and grooving. We're learning all kinds of skills, how to work from home, how to be productive, how to be profitable. And we're bringing on some really, really great, hey, Dylan, welcome to the broadcast. We're bringing on really great experts to help you guys continue, blossoming in that area and growing in your business. So I want to go over a few things for you, with you guys. And, our guest later is Geige from Streamyard, the one where we're doing this information. And as I'm pulling up to do my screen share, it says, a friendly heads up, Chrome has a bug that can cause the screen share to crash on Windows 10. It's pretty rare, but it could happen. So just FYI, if it does happen, it's something that's been reported recently. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to make this work. So anyway, I am excited to share some things with you. So let's just go ahead and move through this presentation and see how it goes. All right. So first of all, you guys know that this is our guest tonight. He'll be here in just a little bit. Geige Vandentop, he's the CEO of Streamyard. And so that is the platform that we're on right now. And they are a co-sponsor with Neogenics for, that Neogenics sponsored the program, and it's powered by Streamyard. And I think, put a 3 in the chat box if you guys have found that that it's been really helpful. What's going on here with Streamyard? I mean, we're live streaming across 5 platforms. You get to pick your platform, whichever one you're feeling most comfortable with. And so we're really excited and very appreciative of them providing that for us. Okay. And so remember this part, because there's grand prize winnings coming. So type winner in the chat box right now with all capitals, winner, because that's what we're using. If you've attended all 12 sessions, you have, or if you finish, right? Thanks, Melanie. All 12 sessions, you have a chance to win the grand prize. Now put the word winner in the chat box right now. Okay. This is important because you get tickets for the drawings, but you also like I said, can log in for this grand prize drawing. And let's face it, everybody doesn't end up with all 12 events. So that shrinks the pool down to who's going to win. And the prize is worth almost $1,000. I'm going to show it to you in just a second. I also want to remind you of some other ways to win and to continue building this up. You can see here, if you go to our page, and hopefully Honey and Abby are there, can drop that link. I think it's not registration, it's giveaways. I think it's the giveaways page, doyouneo.com/giveaway. But we have 6 ways for you to enter into the drawings again. So just by following us on Facebook, following Pinterest, taking care of some of those things that you want anyway. We got recipes coming. We got cool pins coming. There's all kinds of great stuff in store for you guys. So make sure you do that, because that will give you an opportunity to win as well. All right. And look at this grand prize. Now, that happens to be my kitchen. I took that picture. So these are some of the things here. If you can't quite see it, let me just tell you, you got a backpack, you got water bottles, you got all kinds of stuff. So if you guys are coming in from another company, remember, Neogenics is here. They're the sponsor, and they are giving away these products. They also have some really cool stuff for those of you who work with another company. We're going to talk to you about that in just a second, how to build your business and your brand. Yes, thank you so much for posting that. Hey, Yi, welcome to the broadcast. So tonight's broadcast, which, is sponsored by Neo Shake. Neo Shake is a keto friendly. Many of you guys do keto, and you guys know, Dr. Adam Nally. So keto is a big thing. I do a keto friendly diet typically. And the shake is really, really good. I mean, it's actually amazing. As a matter of fact, did you guys know that today is National Beverage Day? Put a 3 in the chat box if you know. Now, I'll be honest, right from here, the only comments I can see from here, which I'm going to ask Geige about later, is in Periscope, but I will see the other ones just a minute. Put a 3 in the chat box if you knew today was National Beverage Day. All right. Put a 4 in the chat box if you knew that it's also I can't remember the exact thing. It's Drink More Water Week or Drink Water Week or Use Water Week. It's something about making sure that we fill our body with water. And as you can see, I'm very on brand today. My Neogenics water bottle, right? And so drinking water is really important. And so the Neo Shake, and I'm going to show you a testimonial in just a sec. Hopefully we have the slides in the right order, but a testimonial because, and this is Shake, Shake, Shake. This is one of the Neo Shakes. And I have to tell you, they are absolutely delicious. You didn't know about either. Okay, Melanie. Well, see, I am here to entertain and to train, right? I'm an edutainer. But Neo Shake is our sponsor for the day, and it's very apropos. So I wanted to tell you, that is my dear husband, Terry. If you guys don't know Terry, you can put it all in the chat box. That's my cutie pie husband. We've been married over 25 years. I know I'm only 22, but, we've been married 25 years. And he is, I'm going to call him a shake snob. I really am. And again, guys, this isn't a Neogenics promo section, but it is a promo, and it needs to be said, because when somebody sponsors a program, that's one thing. When somebody's changing people's life, that's another. And so you need to know what's happening. So and I actually shortened this for him, but he's tasted every shake on the market, but Neo Shake is awesome. And he is a shake snob for sure. It's so rich and thick that with just water, it fills me up better and longer than other mixes. He was complaining because he had to try something else the other day and he was hungry again. He said, I'm a Neo Shake lifer. I won't settle for anything else anymore. And so, that's the shake, 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 right? And this happens to be the Neogenics shaker bottle. So Terry was so inspired by their products, that when they came to us, I think it's about 6 weeks ago now, and talked to me about doing this program. I always have brands send me products because I don't want to represent products that I don't actually believe in. So we tried the products and we liked them, and but we hadn't done the shakes yet, probably until about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And Terry absolutely loves them. They get thick just from water. It's and I don't know if I'm allowed to say what's in there. I think it's in there, but coconut. They use a coconut cream or a coconut base to it, so it stays thick. So it doesn't taste runny, and I hate when things taste icky and runny. And Terry absolutely loves it. So anyway, as we're going through this, he got so inspired that he decided to join the Neo team. So I just want you guys to all do a congratulations. Woo! Because when people are changing your life and you decide that you like the stuff so much that you actually want to represent the brand, that means that things are going right. That means that a company is doing things right when you want to get involved with them. So I am going to go over there. I think if I switch, I'm going to try this really quick and see what happens. Yeah, I'm coming over here. Oh, good. I can see you guys. So let me check this out. You so need to use almond milk. He's tried it, Kathy. He likes this, though. He likes it plain. I froze up on your end, but you're looking forward to it. So are we okay? You guys can see me and hear me okay? Can I get just a 10 in the chat box if you guys can see and hear me okay? Put a 10 there. Yes, right, Rachel? So it's super exciting. I'm very proud of him. And, as a matter of fact, we're going to talk about one more thing before we launch into some of the other, your training topics, because it's all relevant. Because I don't know about you guys. Does anybody know what the quarantine 15 is? Do we know what that is? Can we put it like a 9 in the chat box if you know what the quarantine 15? Put a 15 in the chat box if you know what that is. Hey, Dylan knows, Kathy knows, Tammy knows, Barry knows. Marcia says very exciting. I mean, we have a great group of people in here. Thank you guys for hitting that share button because we want to tell people, right? Oh, thank you. Rachel says I'm a 10. I feel so good about myself right now. Coconut water with the Neo Shake and frozen. Ooh, we're getting recipe tips. That's another thing I like about them is that everybody is so inspirational. They're always sharing and inspiring other people. I love this. So I'm looking about coconut water. We haven't used coconut water, but see, Terry, make a note of that. Let's see. Lots of good things going on there. Water goals, exactly. They're super important. So, part of this is when we're doing the DU Neo, and for you, if you're new, need extra opportunities, we're trying to help people that are maybe their companies are not able to work right now. Maybe they're not able to work. So Neogenics hired me to come bring a bunch of different opportunities for you guys, like how to work productively from home. We've talked about affiliate marketing and different ways you could do things, but the direct sales industry is something too. If you already have a home, they're not trying to take you away from your home, but they do want you to know that they have nutritious and delicious products if it's not in conflict with your own business, that we should know that those are available, right? And so that, like I said, nutritious and delicious, those are two words that we like to put together because let's face it, there are some products out there that don't really have that reputation. And if we're going to back something, we want to back it right. And that's something you need to understand. You should love what you do. Okay, so this is tonight's piece of training. You need to love what you do. If you don't love the company and if you don't love your culture, if you don't love doing what you do, you should be looking at other things because you need to be fulfilled on the inside, right? We need our heart goals to be met, and heart goals get met when we're delivering value to other people and when we're being the best version of ourselves. So again, sometimes that has to do with changing the outward appearance. Sometimes it's changing inward. Sometimes it's changing both. But Neogenics has, like I said, they're extending things out to the community saying, oh my gosh, we love you people. We got some great products and things. Let's help people to figure out the new normal. Let's bring hope, right? Hope is on the way, and that's what they're trying to deliver. So I don't want to beat that dead horse, but I'm super proud of my husband. Like I said, he wants to be on a weight loss journey. He wants to be on a health journey, and he's been really inspired by some of the products. We've been taking them every day. So as a personal testimonial, I really do enjoy their products. And I have not, and this is TMI for some of you, but I have not started menopause yet. But the products that they have, one of the products for female, the female hormone one, I'm hoping it extends this out where I don't go into menopause for longer. I heard that it mellows it out. If you are in menopause, that it mellows it out. So like these things are really important. And yes, I'm seeing some of the people, you guys writing your winner in there. Make sure that you do write winner, because it doesn't matter. Anytime during this broadcast, if you write the word winner in all capital letters, you're going to be counted for today. I'm scrolling down to the bottom and see, you should love what you do. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Right. Jerry says the same thing. You should love what you do. Okay. So we're going to, I'm going to tell you guys a couple other, whoops, I'm switching to the wrong place. Hold on. Where did I lose my PowerPoint? I don't know, guys. I think I could have lost my PowerPoint. I don't know what happened to it. So let me just stop my screen share for a moment and just come back to you guys, and I'll get back to the other things. Although actually I do, wait a minute. It's right here. Have you guys ever done that when you get so excited? Thanks, Rose. I appreciate that. And I just froze up on your feed. This is Facebook. Can my Facebook fans pop some emojis or something in there? Am I freezing up on you? I know they said sometimes if we're doing the screen share, something can happen, but it didn't crash yet. So it just I couldn't see the tab. So let me know if you guys, if we have a problem. I'm almost finished. And then we're going to be, like I said, shortly in about 10 minutes, we'll be introducing Geige. She's going to be coming here. Oh, I see. Did it turn black? Is that what you're saying? Because I only had it on a certain thing. I gotcha. Okay. All right. So here's the big question, people. Have you put on the quarantine 15? Right? I don't want to admit it, but I have. Okay. So I'm feeling what I call squishy. All right. When I got on the scale, I wasn't exactly happy with what happened when I looked at it, because I could pretend when I'm wearing my stretchy pants, right? You guys with me there? You know what I'm talking about. Hashtag stretchy, right? When I put on my stretchy pants, everything feels fine. But when I get on the scale, it tells a different story. So I would like to encourage you guys now, whether you use a Neo product or your own product, anybody that wants to do a little weight loss journey with me on Monday, and I'm probably going to start before then because, I want to get a head start. But on Monday, Terry and I are going to be doing a weight loss journey, and we would love it if you guys feel like you need to get your body healthy. We'd love it if you guys want to join us. And I know, and again, it is a quick plug for Neogenics because they put out their special. They have their regular special. You also get a free product. You get a free Neo start with it. And I don't know if I actually told them this. So since my lovely assistant, Angela, isn't with me today, I'm giving, if you guys join their team, like if you guys are wanting to find a home and you do that, you're going to get an extra shaker bottle. And I'm giving you guys another evidence check. I'm going to give the first 3 people are going to get a backpack too. Okay. So I'm done with my Neogenics info right there. I'm done with that. I just wanted to tell you guys that. So Angela, you guys know, is usually with me. She is not here. So I did her part of the promo. That's why I had to do a little extra because, again, they are sponsoring the activities that we got going on here. Let's talk book club for a minute. We talk about how we're trying to inspire our minds. We need to get in gear. Part of being an entrepreneur, part of being in business for yourself is to get your mind right. We've been talking about Atomic Habits. Next week, I'm going to be changing the book of the month. So if you haven't gotten this book yet, I highly recommend you do. It is a great back-to-back extension of the, what is it called? The habit. The other habit one I told you about, it's posted on my website, but this is a really good book and it reminds you to get your habits going because those of you who have been working forward for this 30 days already, you're keeping your habits in check. The people that have started sleeping in late, going to bed late, just doing all kinds of stuff, they are behind the curve, right? You are the ones that are ahead of the curve. You guys are the ones that are going to excel right now in your business. All right. So social media corner, we're going to talk about live streaming and social media. I want to give you guys a quick tip, and I thought I gave it to you before, but someone had sent me a message that I either didn't or they didn't understand it. Hashtags are a critical part. Now, many people think that Facebook does not use hashtags. Now, I have been telling you guys for years that it really does because you can always use it in the search bar. But until just recently, and I'd love for you guys to put a 3 in the chat box if you have the hashtag feature popping up on your your app, your Facebook app. When I type it in, just like on Instagram, when I type in my things, I get hashtags popping up to show me what hashtags are there. It doesn't show the trending ones yet, but it does pull up hashtags for you to choose from. So put a 3 there in the chat box, and I'm going to check that out and see if I can see you guys. It's still freezing. For you, try refreshing the page just to see. I think if I refresh this page, I will kick you out. I think you're talking to somebody else. I think if I refresh my page, when Geige gets here in a minute, I can certainly ask him. But I think if I refresh, it will boot you guys out. So we better not do that part. It might be because I'm doing the screen share, which I'm about done. Remember, we had that little warning. So we will, we'll check that in just a sec. Kathy says stretchy zippers. I'm starting Monday too. Okay, boom. Kathy's in. Who else is in? Terry's in. Brenda's in. Let's see. Stephanie's in. Melanie's in. I think. Didn't I say 3 if you guys were in? No, maybe I thought it was something else. Nope. Or you haven't noticed. Okay, got you, Carla. So you don't have the hashtag feature. Hashtags are important. So if you have been using hashtags all along, then you are ahead of the game because when someone goes in to pull a hashtag, they're going to be able to find yours. I've been hashtagging my posts. I usually use a maximum of 3. All right. Rose is in as well. Stephanie's been in. I love it. That I've been using them already. So if you start, like I said, trust me on this. I usually use about 3, sometimes a couple more. My brand hashtag is Rock That Dream. What's yours? When we're doing the Do You Neo, hashtag Do You Neo. Neogenics uses Find Your Feel Better, right? What is your hashtag? Pop it into the box. Rachel says she's starting tomorrow. Okay, so people, I say we go on this journey together. And if you guys send me a message, we'll put a little Facebook group together and we're all going to get all slender together, right? I actually agree with this. Okay, great, Rachel. And so we need Barry's in too. Dylan started this week. Okay, see, so I'm not the only one. The Quarantine 15 is a real beast. The beast is here. Savvy side hustler. Go, Kathy. Exactly. Dawn says she's in. Okay, so people. That's at least 10 of us that are in, right? Simply Berry, awesome. I love it. I love it. Neo Dawn is her hashtag. So we're people are showing us. Now, I'm going to give you a tip there. Always put capital letters in between the words, like Simply Berry, capital S, capital B. Neo Dawn, capital N, capital D. Tough Cookie Club, capital T, capital C, capital C. And let me help you with this. The brain processes information quickly, all right? And we have to make sure that we're helping the brain. When people, you guys know how fast people are sliding. They're scrolling through their feeds. You don't want the brain picks up what it picks up. You know, if you've ever read Malcolm Gladwell's book Blink, then you know a lot about the how the brain processes and how quickly it processes. But it will pull out words. So there was and I won't go into too much detail, but there was a major, you know, if you look up hashtag blunders of all time. One of them I had mentioned the other day was from Susan. It was Susan album party. And SUSANAL, you know what ANAL spells? That's what everyone saw because there was no capitals in there to break it up. So the brain pops in whatever words it sees. Just like when you're doing a word search, put a 5 in the chat box if you're catching my vibe here. That's not, you want people to see Susan album party. Capital S, capital A, capital P, not ANAL in the middle of your broadcast that and or in the middle of your thing. So Jesse Me, capital J, capital M, right? 5, Kathy says 5. Okay, so I'm telling you, this is really important. You think that it might be minor, but it's a big deal, and you need to make sure that you're paying attention because you want to attract the right things. You want to make your content as easy to process as possible. You want people to see it, and you don't want them sliding by wondering. When they see Do You Neo, when they see Tough Cookie Club, when they see Slim Possible. Stephanie, I love that. That's a hashtag too. So I love that. Slim Possible. I feel good, right? Wait. Kim Possible, Slim Possible. I'm in. Let's call our group the Slim Possibles. I'm just making things up, but I like it. Do you guys like that? Annie Clean, gotcha. And she's got the capitals in there. Make sure you're using them. I promise you it will make a difference, even if you don't notice it on the outset. Now, guys, if you haven't hit the share button yet, hit the share button. I promise you're going to be getting some even better value. I'm gonna try and blow you guys away. And then when Geige gets in here and we start sharing about how these multi-streams are going, we're right now live on 5 different platforms. We're on Periscope, we're on a Facebook profile, and 2 Facebook pages, and on YouTube. Okay, so those we're delivering a message to a mass audience. Melanie says, I've been doing that. It's easier to see the different words with capitals. Thank you, Rachel shared. By the way, yeah, you get points for sharing too. So what you guys need to do is share it out and put the word shared there. If you've already shared, put the word shared in the chat box because that's how the girls are calculating what's happening with you guys. All right. So again, who remembers what I told you about social media, about your hashtags? That Facebook is a hashtag driven platform, even though it's not a primary driver. And, and like I said, I'd love for you guys to post and let me know when you get it. I know I'm a hashtag queen, and that's probably why I'm what you call a super user. And so that's probably why I got them first. So it's very exciting, but keep hashtagging your things. 3 hashtags are good. A maximum of 5 on Facebook. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Marsha. Thank you, Kathy. That maximum of 5, you do more of that than on Instagram. We're talking about Facebook right now, but remember that it is a hashtag driven platform, even if people tell you it's not. All right, let me go back to finish up the last couple slides. Again, if you're new, put winner in the chat box. That's one of the ways you get into that grand prize drawing. And time-saving tips. Dennis Yu in episode 1, there's 2, sorry, episode 2. It was episode 3, but it was actually the second one. We had the party first. He talked about using coming up with your shortcuts so you could just paste those in there. You should create a set of hashtags that you use for different posts. If it happens to be for personal posts, you might have a set. Maybe you have 15 hashtags, but you can have them grouped separately. So if it's a Facebook post and you've got your 3 regular hashtags, you grab those and paste them in, or you're using the shortcut keys from your keyboard. These things will save you time and make sure that you're delivering that value and getting the maximum mileage out of your social media posts. These are important. And if you didn't see see Dennis's broadcast, make sure you check that one out because that broadcast had some really, really good tips. Put a 4 in the chat box if you were here for Dennis's broadcast. Okay, a 4 in the chat box if you were here for Dennis's broadcast. All right, so I'm going to go back over here, and in a minute, like I said, our guest will be here shortly. I told him to be here around 6:30. So let's talk about him behind his back now. Let's just talk about him for a minute. Developing things in a social media space. And by the way, if you haven't shared it, remember, make sure you do, because I tell you, this kind of stuff puts you ahead of the game. Many people are afraid. Yeah, thanks, Rachel. Many people are afraid to live stream. Okay. And if you have the courage to drop a 6 in the chat box, if you're a little bit afraid of live streaming, like I'm afraid people are going to judge me. I'm afraid things are going to go bad. I'm afraid my hair is going to freak out, or I'm going to do something, odd, then that stops people from sharing. It stops them from getting into the broadcast and saying, hey, I want to try. So I want to encourage you to prepare yourself, because I'm going to bring Geige on in just a second. But at the end of the broadcast, we are doing our Q&A. And we will open it up to some people that want to come on, even if it's just for a minute. And I know many of you have COVID hair. I got it. Okay, I hear you. I got, if mine goes bad, I'm just going to pull out a hat, right, and stick it on. But many of you are feeling the weight of that. And I want to encourage you to remember it's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry about the haters. Don't worry about people who, if they're coming on your broadcast to judge your looks, then they're kind of in a sad state anyway. Let's face it. Happy, confident people don't wake up thinking, hey, who can I hurt today? Would you ever, and I want you to really think about this, would you ever go into someone's home and tell them, oh my gosh, your hair is messy and you don't look good today? Think about that. Would you do that? I doubt it, because that's rude and it's disrespectful and it's hurtful. And it doesn't matter what someone looks like. It matters what value they're delivering. And if they don't like your value, they can just leave. So I want you to feel encouraged. And if you need to splash some water on your face or something, I'd love for you guys to come on at the end of the broadcast. Okay, so for right now, I'm going to introduce my guest. Geige is the CEO and co-founder of Streamyard. He, together with Dan Briggs, developed technology, and he's kind of young. I'm just going to say that right now. I know I'm only 22, but he looks a little younger than I do. Literally, like my real age, not my 22 age. That allows for no lag interactive streaming to 1 million viewers at no cost to the user. Okay, that's a pretty cool thing. So we're going to bring him on. I'm going to stop that screen share in case that is what is causing our bug. And I want you guys to give a warm welcome with some emojis and something in the chat box saying, welcome, Geige.
Hey, Vicki, thanks for having me on. Let me just get my lighting fixed here.
Absolutely. Geige, first of all, can I just say thank you so much, not only for being here, but for also for the platform, giving people an opportunity to utilize a skill set that they were kind of worried about doing, and then giving them a pretty seamless way to go live on multiple channels, and for being the powered by sponsor here for the Do You Neo series. We're just really super grateful for you.
Of course, yeah, I'm happy to do it, and I'm super happy to be on the show with you. Yeah, no problem at all.
You are wonderful. So, we got, and you guys feel free to pop questions in there. I got a bunch of questions from you guys during the week when we were doing the promos and the pre stuff. So feel free to put questions in there. They're all saying, welcome, welcome. Hey, Geige. I'm sure you can see the chat box, but they're really happy to see you. Now hit the share button if you haven't already, and tag someone if you know they either live stream, they want to live stream, or they're looking to understand technology better so they can start making more money from home. Because right now, many of us are kind of stuck. We don't have as many options as we used to. So Geige, tell us if you had what you've seen so much, right? I mean, you've seen so many different broadcasters. You've seen people and what they do. If you had to give people that are wanting to kind of up their brand or up their game something, what have you seen on live stream that people can do on StreamYard that might set them apart or maybe put them ahead? Have you seen anything interesting or like going, yeah, that was really good?
Yeah, there's so much stuff now just because there's so many content creators now that weren't content creators a few months ago. So I'm seeing all kinds of new things, but I don't think you have to do anything crazy. I mean, just actually having the courage to go on and start a live stream and create content is going to set you apart from like over 90%, probably much higher than that, of other people. So I wouldn't worry too much about like doing something crazy or standing out. I'd worry about like, okay, plan out what you want to talk about, and make sure you're delivering value to the people that are going to be watching your broadcast. And there's so much demand right now just because everyone's at home ready to consume content. So regardless of what your subject is, have the courage to actually do a live stream and plan out your content. And that sounds basic, but it will set you apart from almost everyone who's not going to actually have the courage to go ahead and do that.
Well, and you know what? I think courage is a good point, because I think that's what it does take. People get nervous. Like, people are going to judge. They're going to, we were just talking about that right as you were coming on. And so, you've given, like I said, a platform that gives them the opportunity. One of the things as a live streamer that started, the day live streaming was available, that we could come on. We've never had a place that pulled all of our comments together. It's funny because I'd have 4 devices, and on Facebook, like, I'd have to move screens to check the comments on each platform. And people used to go, I don't know how you do it. And it was that, I got used to it. It certainly wasn't easy, but then StreamYard came in, and it's like, oh, I just have to click those buttons and boom, I can see all of the comments right here together. What inspired you to do that? Like, I'd love to know. I know this is a side thing and you're not getting all your value, guys, but I know you like to peek behind the curtain too. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, absolutely. I think probably it's a lot of it's just everyone wanted that feature, right? I don't think it wasn't like oh, I had this novel idea to get all the comments in one place. It was something everyone wanted. It was something we wanted ourselves, right? Like, we do our own weekly live stream, and one of the biggest points of frustration was not being able to see the comments in one place. So one source of inspiration was just selfishness for our own streams. Like, oh, it'd be so nice if we could engage with people on each platform, because before that, we didn't originally have the ability to simulcast, right? And one of the main things that held us back from simulcasting was like, well, you're not going to be able to create a great engaging live stream because people are going to feel left out if you're not able to engage people on the individual platforms. Mm-hmm. So we sort of thought comments were central to being able to do a multi-stream, but still be able to make sure people feel heard and taken care of by being able to acknowledge the comments from all the different platforms.
Well, and I think that's exactly it. And I want you guys to hear that. What he's saying is that the most important things are, number one, and honey, let's put this in the chat for them, content, having some content. And don't disregard what you know up here as common knowledge to you as content. Wouldn't you say that, Geige, that there's a lot of people that have things that are great content, and they think, well, everybody knows that. And yet everybody doesn't know that. And that's the whole point, right?
Yeah. Yeah. When you're so close to something and you work with it every day, it seems obvious. But if you're an entrepreneur or you're a business owner, you know all kinds of stuff that other people don't know. And sometimes that's hard to see because because it's so obvious to you, it seems like it would be obvious to other people. But if you sit down and map out your thoughts, you'll have all kinds of gold nuggets of information that you can share with others, and it's super time efficient, right? So compared to writing a blog or creating a podcast, which are both great, it's just that takes a lot of time. But mm-hmm. You, as the entrepreneur, business owner, creator, have a bunch of knowledge that's just in your head. So if you can sort of have a rough structure of what you want to talk about and just go live, you can create awesome content without having to do editing and all this kind of stuff, which can be pretty time consuming.
Absolutely. And think about this, you guys. You have, and hey, Scotland in the house, welcome to the broadcast. When you're looking at that, and the second part you talked about was engagement. And I try and say hello and acknowledge some of the comments. And like I said, we've got, I think, 5 different countries hanging out in here with us. And Irishman, I'm sure I'm saying it wrong because I know you guys like to say it with an accent, but he's from Glasgow, Scotland. So welcome to the broadcast. And that was your second thing, engagement. Like, because people, when I go into live stream, if they don't pay attention to me, and it's not that I need attention, but I just, I want to know that I'm appreciated. I don't know why. I think it's just kind of a human nature. Would you agree that that's a critical piece? Like, engaging, just making people like you said, feel heard, answer questions if you can, so they don't feel lonely, especially right now. They're not having any literal physical contact if they're going to be somewhere. I think we want some interaction. Yeah.
I think it's absolutely essential, and it's what's going to make people feel connected and keep coming back. I think you can do it in your own way. So like different people, like there's all types of different formats that people will do a live stream. So I think it's completely acceptable for you to do something where like maybe you have a pretty tight show if you want to hit these points. And I think it's totally fine to maybe do your show, but just make sure at the end of the show you go back and answer those questions and make those people feel heard and answer their individual questions. And that could be before the show, it could be after the show, it could be during the show, just at some point. I do think it's important to do at some point. It's just when you do it is up to you.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Sometimes you want to deliver that value, like in a segment where you're not breaking off. And a lot of people aren't as talented as others in being able to acknowledge a comment and go back, stay on track to where they were at, and that's okay. We want to encourage you guys to not feel like that's a problem. The more you do, the better you'll get, right? The more live streams you do, the more you practice talking to people, but it's the connection and the relationships. I mean, wouldn't you agree that these are, people say you can't have a relationship if it's not in real life, but these are real relationships. I mean, I think they are. What do you think?
Yeah, I would 100% agree. Anytime you're connecting with someone, it doesn't matter if it's in person or online. It's certainly a relationship. I mean, it was a big part of why we were interested in making Streamyard. It's just I've always found like before we made Streamyard, like I've always found stuff like Skype and well, now Zoom, but back when I'm talking about Zoom wasn't really a thing. It was mostly Skype when I was using stuff. But yeah, I found it fascinating, like the ability to connect with people all over the world that you never get to meet. I mean, it just totally opens things up. It's an amazing thing, and you can have extremely close relationships with people without ever seeing them.
And that's it. That's the video connection. The fact that you've got video here, and then tell us a little bit, because you have how many? We can fit 6 people in, right? You can fit 6 people live. And is there a reason that you chose 6? Have you done some kind of metrics that identify that that's a good number, or is that just what you felt comfortable putting in the box? Like, give us a little background, because I think sometimes when people know the reasons why, it starts to make them feel a little bit more secure about the value that they can deliver.
Yeah, absolutely. It wasn't so we're constantly iterating, we're constantly changing things. So at some point, I think we will actually increase the number, just because we get a lot of feedback from people, particularly people from the YouTube community, that they'd like to have more people on screen at once. The main reason we chose 6 is we just watched lots of different broadcasts, and it seemed rare for people to be doing an event, even like the highly produced events where people had a custom setup. It seemed rare to have more than that many participants. And then just as far as like area on the screen, 6 sort of seemed like a nice amount to be able to, like, okay, you can fit all 6 without it looking too squished, essentially. So it wasn't like a super quantitative analytical decision. It was mostly just like, I rarely see people using more than 6 people on screen, and that looks nice. But we've learned a lot since we started. So at some point, I think we will increase that limit to probably 10 or 12.
Okay. So there's some good things, and we have a few questions. Some are here, some have been coming in. So if we could I'll just kind of start to pop some of them up on the screen. Lisa wants to know if StreamYard will work with Facebook portal.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm not super familiar with the Facebook portal, but if I remember correctly, I think at least for now, it's very tightly integrated with Facebook itself. So you can go live with the Facebook portal, but you wouldn't do it through StreamYard. It's like, I think it just goes from the portal directly to Facebook Live. So at this point, no, you wouldn't be able to use the portal in conjunction with StreamYard, but you could, of course, use it on its own to do a live stream.
Okay. And so there is another, Melanie's telling you, if you got 9, then you could do Brady Bunch style. So she's looking for a Brady Bunch connection over there. But even stuff like that does create an emotional connection with people. And bringing your branding, one of the things that we have this a little bit, muted here, but the StreamYard has some really cool features of having brands, having your actual brand in here. And we can switch, for instance, it's powered by StreamYard. We have that here, but I can switch it to my logo right here. I did some stuff, and Tammy, if you're still here, put your name in the chat box. The Honor of Advocate, as a matter of fact, she is now a StreamYard user, so she's super excited about using StreamYard. So you have options that you can bring. We have the Do You Neo logo. So they've given us opportunity to brand ourselves. And as a live streamer and someone that's trying to help people understand how to build a business, what's your take on branding and why? I mean, obviously, it's important, and that's why you guys put it in here. So can you just give them a little insight on branding and how having something like Streamyard to build a brand helps to, solidify their business?
Yeah. I think branding is incredibly important, and you want every time you kind of want to create a package out of your live stream. Like, sure, it's a video, but you want to make it feel like you just went into a shop and you picked out like this nice object that you're familiar with, that you remember, and you remember how you consumed it last time, remember what it looked like last time.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's important to sort of create that feeling when possible in your live streams by having the sort of same feel to every live stream you do, and that will. I'm not an expert, and I'm not super articulate in saying how branding works, but it'll create a feeling in your audience of just like, I remember this, I'm familiar with this, this is what I signed up for. And then it will also help you stand out when people are like scrolling through their feed of all the normal looking vanilla streams that don't have any kind of branding. They'll be like, oh, what's that person there with that little icon in the corner, or that overlay? It'll just help you stick out a bit more. But maybe you have a even better answer than that on that than me.
I would love to add some stuff to that as a branding expert, is to remind you. And I'm adding, showing you guys some of the features. I wasn't trying to distract you from what he was saying, but I was trying to show you some of the features because it does help. And one of the things, having a scrolling banner, if you guys can see right now, because I'm giving you another chance to type winner in the chat box, so you can make sure that you guys can win some things. And by the way, Geige, my cohort in crime, Angela, is not on the live stream today, so you're going to actually help me pick some of the winners. Just so you know, I'm just putting you on notice right now. So having that scroll by, guys, gives you an opportunity to just tag something and give people an opportunity. Like, for instance, here I can pop this in, the doyouneo.com/register. If you guys came to the live stream, but you haven't registered yet, totally fine. But we do give gifts away to the people who are registered. So if you want to be in on one of the other drawings, you want to get registered. So feel free to go ahead and go to doyouneo.com/register while we're here. And these buttons in the background, they're super easy to turn on and off. So I think you guys have done a really good job about that. But branding helps solidify who you are consistently across platforms and people. When my people, they know everything I do pretty much is purple. We have our brand, we have our colors. Even when we transitioned and we did the Do You Neo brand, we added a variation of our colors because we want people to know who we are. And when people become comfortable with you, it's part of the know, like, and trust factor. They get to see you on a live stream, so they get to identify with, okay, that person, she gets people. They're kind to people. They're because we want to deal with people we do know, like, and trust. And live streaming gives us that opportunity. And the consistency of a brand, if you're constantly switching colors and your picture's different everywhere, people don't know, they don't feel comfortable, even if they can't articulate it. They just feel like, oh, something's not quite right. So, we don't want to overwhelm them, and they don't want to hear me talk anyway. They want to hear what you have to say about things. You guys pop in some more questions, and I'm going to tell you a couple that I got over the week. Melanie's saying, will StreamYard, and we know the answer to this, but I'm going to let you answer it. Will StreamYard let you broadcast on both Facebook and YouTube?
Yeah, absolutely. You can on the basic plan it up. You can go live to 2 platforms at the same time, and that includes Facebook and YouTube.
And we are actually on Facebook and YouTube right now. So we're on 3 Facebook platforms and YouTube and Periscope, which, if you guys don't know, is Twitter's live streaming app, but it's also on the Twitter feed. Some people don't know they are still independent apps, even though they're different. It's a very complicated, very, very odd thing. But we are right now on 5 streams. I don't know what this means. Is that a question for Geige? You specialize on blank and I'll save time for raising my family? I'm not sure what that means. Maybe you can help us with that, because I'm not sure if that's helpful. Are you trolling? Because we could do some troll patrol, or did you want to clarify that question for us? Because we want to help you if you actually have a question. But I'll scroll through this in a minute while I ask you this. She's actually a user of yours in New Zealand. She's a friend actually of mine. I was a speaker there, and she was a speaker at another event. But she's using StreamYard, but she's having trouble with LinkedIn, going live on LinkedIn? Now, I know, give them the first answer, which I know what you're going to say, and then I'm going to give you the specifics about you have to apply for LinkedIn. Prep you for that part.
Okay, yeah. So for LinkedIn, you do need to have, I hope I didn't misunderstand the question. You do need to have access to LinkedIn Live to go live on LinkedIn. But if you just Google LinkedIn Live, apply, the form will be the very first thing that pops up, and you can just fill that out, and LinkedIn will review it and hopefully get back to you. And then once you have access, you can go live directly from Streamyard to LinkedIn. Does that answer the question?
It answers the base question, because that's what I thought the problem was. And I just popped the link in the chat for you guys if you want to go apply to get LinkedIn Live, if so you can get live. But she says she already is. But when she can go individually on LinkedIn, but she can't go to LinkedIn and YouTube at the same time, or she can't go on multi-platforms, including LinkedIn. So I don't know the answer to that, what that would be.
You should be able to do that. If you're having trouble, just if you go to streamyard.com/contact, we have live chat support on there to help you out at most hours of the day. My first guess would be maybe you're on basic and you already are going to 2 and you can't add a third because it only allows you to go to 2 at a time. Or maybe you're on the pro and you're already going to 5 and you can't add a sixth. That would be my first guess. But you can multi-stream. You should be able to multi-stream to LinkedIn.
Okay, so I tagged her here so she can maybe come and check that out, or we can have her do. I posted that link in there as well for streamyard.com/contact is what you said, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Will you be adding in additional platforms? Are we always only going to be able to go to 5, or will you be allowing more?
We will be allowing more. We're always interested in adding more platforms. I know like Instagram is a very highly requested one. Unfortunately, they're pretty closed off as far as they want people going live just from the Instagram app. I don't know if that'll always be the case. We're constantly trying to ping them and see what's up and see if anything's changing on that front. And if anything does change, we'll certainly add Instagram. Maybe at some point we'll add Mixer. I don't know how popular that is among the people watching here, but it is requested quite a bit. So yeah, we're definitely open to adding additional platforms. I think we're happy with the ones we do support. I think we hit most of the major ones, at least that we're able to live stream to. But yeah, we're open to supporting more platforms and also more destinations at some point as well. If that was the question. Right now it's 5, but at some point we'll likely increase that as well.
Okay. And so somebody else was saying the tech support on StreamYard is amazing. So thank you so much, Free to Laugh Now. We appreciate you, interjecting, because it's important that we have those testimonials. We have to know, like I've been using the platform now for, for a month, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Again, thank you for supporting this project and working with it. And I know 3 or 4 people have been doing things. Tammy's asking if you're going to be adding. Are you asking if he's going to add in a face filter?
Yeah, that's another popular request. We don't have anything for that right now, but yeah, it is a popular one. At some point, possibly. We definitely have a long list of things we want to add. So hopefully, at some point, we can get to that. The other one that's commonly requested is green screen without actually having to have a physical green screen. So if we added face filter, we'd probably do that at the same time because they don't sound similar, but they are actually somewhat similar for what we'd have to do there.
Gotcha. Okay, so I know this one's a tough one, but people want to know what time to go live. What time's the best time to go live? And it's a little tricky right now based on what's going on, but what's your impression, or what would you share with people?
Yeah, so there's definitely some general rules that, you can stray away from depending on your audience. So, everyone, depending on your demographic, it's going to be a bit different. But if you don't know, if you just need to pick a number and start with something, a pretty safe bet is midweek. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the morning is generally, I find, when most people are going to get the most viewers watching live. But I see people having lots of success at other times, just depending on who their audience is, particularly on YouTube. So the times like Facebook seems to be where Facebook really performs well, is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday in the mornings. And
somebody's already saying, what do you consider mornings?
I guess it depends on your time zone, but not 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time is generally where I see people getting a lot of viewership, because I think Monday's like when lots of people are like, oh, I gotta catch up and crack down, and then Friday they're like kind of looking forward to the weekend. So Tuesday,
yeah,
Wednesday,
they've already checked
Thursday.
out. They've already checked out. Because that is true. Now, somebody else is asking, are you experiencing difficulties or a lot more people streaming? I think it's a dual question. Basically they're saying, are a lot more people streaming? Kind of, are you asking if they're going to have a debate on, like, are we going to have fighting content, or like difficult? I think that's what they're saying. So maybe you can try and fill in that.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more people live streaming, but there's also going to be a lot more people watching live streams. So I think, in fact, much more so, because a lot of the people that are now stuck on home are not naturally going to want to create a live stream. So I'm guessing it's much more in favor as far like there's way more. There's going to be a disproportionately high number of viewers for the number of people streaming. So I don't think that should be too much of a concern for you. Yeah.
Okay. So that's a good point. And I think, and don't get me wrong, but sometimes we create the tension, like I'm talking about the chat, right? We create the tension in ourselves, like, oh, well, we don't want to do that because we're going to be competing against someone, or we're going to, we kind of make excuses for not just hitting the button. Okay. So I want to encourage you to hit the button. Now, while you answer or talk about Carlos's request, there is, about the ability to label graphics. I want you guys in the chat, first of all, make sure you hit the share button, but let me know. Let's see, put 33 in the chat box if you guys will come on, if you want to come on to the broadcast, even if it's just for a minute. If you want to come on the broadcast, because we'll add some extra tickets in the drawing for you. And I do have some prizes to give away. I may give one away to someone who pops on. Again, we're trying to give you courage. We don't want you to be embarrassed or humiliated. What we want you to is have courage and have strength, and recognize that Geige is here to support you. He's here and wants you to use the app, but he wants you to get out there and build a business or a brand or to grow whatever's going on, even if it's just growth internally, because you're no longer afraid, right? Right, Geige? I know I'm speaking for you, but
yeah, absolutely. And use whatever you're comfortable with, right? Like, I think just starting, just creating content is the important thing. So if all you have is a phone, or you're more comfortable with your phone, that's a perfectly legitimate way to do a live stream. So it doesn't even have to be StreamYard. Just get out there and start creating content. So that's a very easy way to do it. Just go live, hit the go live button on your phone, and start doing stuff. And it also doesn't even have to be live video. If you're not comfortable with live video, just static video in general, or written content. It's all a totally valid way to do things. I just find that live video is an easier way to quickly start actually creating content, because you don't have the opportunity, like, it's not good enough, I'm not going to release it yet, or I need to edit it more, or this and that. It's like, it's out there, right? But to answer you, Carlos, that's a popular one, and on the list to do is the ability to label graphics.
And so I'm going to ask you a question that's probably going to make me look like I'm not wise, because, as you know, I jumped into this particular platform, but I have struggled on a couple of the broadcasts getting the PowerPoint to work at the same time, because I can't move it in here. So I have to have my phone here and go over there. Is there a way to do that? And I just don't know how to do it.
No, so I know that's it's easy if you have two computer monitors. It's relatively easy to, like, share what's going on in this monitor while you're on StreamYard. But not everyone has two monitors, and we recognize that. So at some point we'll make it easier to where you can just upload basically a slide deck or a PDF and just control everything right from StreamYard. But no, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just a bit challenging right now.
Okay, I feel better about myself, because I kept thinking, oh my gosh, there has to be a way, for me to go through this. But again, please don't think that I am in any way discounting the absolute amazingness of StreamYard. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't, missing it. And I love the fact that you guys added in. If you guys have missed it, maybe at the end here, I will add it in for you. We've played some videos. They extended that from the 30 seconds up to 5 minutes. And so we were able to play the can't touch this video and a couple things as we were talking about COVID and what's happening in, like, hairdressers and stuff on one of the broadcasts. So you guys are really doing a stellar job with those things as well. Let's see. This is a great question from Rachel, which I already had from someone else as well. And so I'll pop it up onto the screen. Is there a sweet spot for length of live videos, Facebook Live? And I don't know what you mean by Facebook Live, and StreamYard is adding that part on, Rachel, but maybe you can at least do the first part, Geige, and then let me know if there's a second.
Yeah,
if you know
absolutely.
what that means.
No, I'll guess. So yeah, I mean, it varies a lot, right? So I mean, I think the sweet spot for as long as you can continue delivering value and people are continuing to watch and listen, I mean, that's essentially as long as you should go for. If you just really want to have a time and something to like, okay, I don't. I don't want a vague answer. I want to know exactly how long to go live for. Anything under like 5 minutes, I think is too short. Just because it's not going to be enough time for people to find it and for Facebook to push it out. So 5 minutes is definitely too short. I think the sweet spot is probably around 30 minutes. I'd probably shoot for like right around 30 minutes. If you just like, I want a time and I want to plan and pick a time, I would probably pick 30 minutes, but there's nothing wrong with going longer as long as you have points to hit and valuable content to share. And I've seen lots of people go for hours, especially when they like a very common thing I see is like they'll do an hour and then a very long Q&A section afterwards, answering all the questions that came up about the content beforehand.
And Rachel, let us know if we extended, because when you put Facebook Live and StreamYard, I don't know what that meant, if you meant something different. So let us know if there was a second question there. And Abby has a question, and I'm not sure exactly. Are you talking? Because I know I can do that. I guess I haven't really been in here much as a user. So she wants to know, is it possible to reply on comments within StreamYard? Because she's actually in the back here. So I think she's actually coming from that perspective. So maybe you can share that part with us.
Yeah, for sure. As the host, you can for most destinations, but yeah, as a guest right now, you can't. The main reason for that is it's just we wanted to make it super simple for guests to join, so we don't have any login requirements. And for you to be able to comment within the StreamYard studio, you'd have to log into all the platforms. So you'd have to log into Facebook and log into YouTube. Some people don't care and still want to do that. So who knows, maybe at some point we'll explore that. But right now it was just like, okay, that would be a lot for most people to handle just to leave a comment. So it's just
absolutely. And you know what? That makes perfect sense, because then they'll become intimidated by doing it. And by the way, I only saw one person that put 33 in here. Free to laugh now. We're going to have you come on in a minute. Honey, can you, I don't know if you can see. Oh, she's on Periscope. I think I'll have to drop the link for her. I will drop a link back here, but if you guys want to come, and if there's any trolls in the house, like, this is not like, we'll do some troll patrol if we have to, but just be cool. Okay. Remember, this is a family show. We want to let other people, come into the show as well. There was another comment asking about Facebook. Why does it come up as Facebook user if someone is replying from a group? Because that was confusing last night. You're right. It was because I had Facebook user like 4 times, and I thought it was the same person, and it ended up being 3 different people. I didn't find out until I went into the group afterwards.
Yeah, that's we wish it didn't work like that. It's kind of a pain. It's like it didn't used to work like that, but Facebook obviously had all those privacy things that came up a few years ago, so they got pretty strict about what apps are allowed to access in groups. So it's a matter of access. So we can't actually access the name and picture if the person doesn't directly grant access to StreamYard. So it's kind of an extra step that has to be done. We wish it wasn't like that, but it's just a requirement on Facebook's part.
Okay. So those of you, we're trying to do new streamers. For Carlos, I know you're a regular streamer. We can have maybe you on afterwards, but I'm trying to encourage some new streamers. I'm going to put the link down here in the bottom for you guys that want to come in. Can they come in from their phones? Geige,
Yeah,
I haven't actually done that. Okay. So you can. So you're going to have, she's on Periscope. So you're either going to have to go onto your computer, or you're going to, because you can't come in right from where you're at, I don't think, right? No, she wouldn't be able to hit the link in while she's in Periscope. Yeah.
Have to copy paste and then hit it, go to the browser. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see how this works. Free to laugh now. So hopefully you can come in and join us. We have a couple more questions, and then we're going to do the actual Q&A part, and give you guys a chance to answer some more or ask some more things. Like I said, you guys have done a really good job. I know some of the people here that are kind of new are wondering if you could give them some tips on maybe how not to be nervous, how to, they like one person said, I know he's really confident, but he must still know some people that they weren't, or maybe he wasn't always. Can you give them some tips on how to do that?
Yeah, that's a great question. And yeah, I might look confident, but I still get nervous every time I go on a live stream. It's a bit daunting knowing that people are watching you. And yeah, I did my first day, like when we do a weekly live stream, like Q&A session, Dan and I do. And the first time we did that was like the first time the two of us had been on camera publicly like ever. So that was definitely scary for us. But I think like most things, you're going to be nervous. The important part is to just like accept you're going to be nervous and just jump into it and go for it. Because even if it doesn't go super well, your first live stream, there's not going to be very many people watching, and people are super understanding, right? It's really surprising. Like you always think that there's going to be trolls or people making fun of you and whatnot, and it's like, okay, that does happen every once. That doesn't usually happen until you're quite big. Like troll, if you
on
get trolled,
Periscope, it does happen sometimes.
It does happen a lot.
Yeah, well, it used to happen all the time, but it's a lot less now because people have, hopefully they have better things to do. But Facebook is very limited, you know.
Yeah, and I find most people are on your side. Most people are rooting for you. And I mean, if it doesn't go well, you can always just delete the live stream. You can make another one. It's just getting over the fear the first time, and then it'll get easier and easier. I don't think it'll ever fully go away. Like it's always a bit nerve-wracking knowing that I don't know why. I mean, you can walk outside and it's not nerve-wracking, but there is something about being on camera that can make you a bit nervous. But it's not so bad. Just go for it. And you're going to be nervous the first time. There's not much you can do about it other than take a deep breath. I think it helps to sort of prep yourself a bit, like get into a good mindset. Like don't do your live stream like half asleep. Like go brush your teeth. Like get in the mood and be ready to make an awesome stream, and that will go away. But number one thing is to just start. You got to start with the first one, and then after that, it will get easier and easier.
I absolutely agree. What we're going to do, guys, is we're going to do some of those drawings that we've been telling you about. If you have not gone over to register yet to doyoukneo.com/register, go right now, because that's going to be the first drawing I do. I would love for you to tell them one thing that you need that they can do, like one thing you can have them do right now, maybe either give, read back a tip that you gave that, or something. And like, we'll have the first person that does that, they're going to win a prize. I got 3 regular prizes to give away. And I want to tell them a couple other things. So go do that right now while Geige gives us something, give us something ask them a question that you've answered or something. Cause I'm going to give you guys some tips on your specific businesses in a second. Type your business in the chat box while Geige is giving you whatever he wants you to do, because I'm going to give you some actual tips that you can do in your business today. If you go do live stream on how to start building an audience. And, so that's what we want to do. I know some of you you're scared, but I want to give you the tips to build an audience. Okay. So go ahead. Tell them, Geige. And I'm going to go look at that other screen really quick and find out who's.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah. So as far as what you should do, Rachel makes a good point of planning your content, and I think one of the easiest ways to start planning your content is just to think about what are the common questions that people are always asking in your space. So, like if you're a dog sitter, what are your clients constantly asking about? If you sell lawn equipment, like what are your customers always asking about? What don't they know? What do they want to know? And just make a list of the top questions people ask, and then make a show that covers each question. And that's a great way to do your first season of episodes.
Yeah. And you know what? And that's true. And that's one thing I wanted to tell them. Season. Like one of the things we've done with Zach, my son he's on TikTok, and in 3 months we got him 135,000 followers. He's got multiple videos over 1 million views, and his average is about 150,000 views per video. And that's from doing series. And this is what I want you guys to recognize. Pick a series. Some of you are, I see, let's see, some of you in healthcare, some of you in heart payment systems. Let's talk about people that do, in the neogenic space, for instance, creating recipes, showing people actually how you do it, actually going step by step and showing them how much you put in if you're cooking, doing displays and opportunities. And I see someone is actually, Ken, I was trying to talk to Ken. He's Ken Walls. to come in, but he says he doesn't see us live. I don't know how he doesn't see us live. Some of you guys are on Facebook, right? So he says he doesn't see us there, and people are actually answering the questions in Messenger. You guys, I can't see them in Messenger except they're coming up on my phone. But what you guys can do, Geige, pick a number 1 out of 100, and I'm gonna actually let's cut it down to 1 out of 30, and I'll just kind of go back through them. But for the people that are actually registered, I'm gonna go pick one. You're gonna pick a number 1 out of 30, and you guys are gonna keep putting your information in there of what you're doing. We got about 3 more minutes, and we'll do the Q&A because I want to make sure you guys get these tips. So you pick a number really quick.
Right now, pick a number.
Yeah, pick a number because I'm going to pick a winner.
I picked 6. 6.
Oh, he makes it so easy. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and our winner is Harry Sankey. Harry, I don't know if you are on the broadcast still right now, but Harry, you have just won a bottle of NeoBrain. NeoBrain, if you guys don't know, they have as a matter of fact, Geige, we're gonna send you some products for the Neogenics line. They are some really fantastic products. I mean, they're awesome. They're all natural. They're amazing. So anyway, so Harry, if you can do this, honey, put it in the chat box, or Abby, the link, because you guys got to go to doyouneo.com/I1, and that's where you're going to put your information is. You won a bottle of NeoBrain. So just pop it in there, and you guys will have that shipped out to you tomorrow. Heartland Payment Systems, I don't know what you do, so it's harder to give you live streaming tips, but if you're talking about credit card payments, for instance, talking about the rate reduction, talking about how other people rip you off, how you can get taken advantage of. That's knowledge that you have that the average consumer doesn't. People have fears, and what you want to do is find a pain point, which could be a fear, it could be something that's creating anxiety or stress. Like in the health industry right now, people are trying to boost their immune system. Identify how you can help them. Pick a pain point, put a little pressure on it, and then help them solve it. That's information you can do. Plus, you can do simple things. I see a hairdresser teach people how to braid their hair, teach people how to deep condition their hair, or how to use coconut oil, or they're simple things. And it sounds weird if you already know, but those are things you can do. And showing people how to layer jewelry, those kind of things. All Rachel says you're going to like the products, Geige. Those are things that you can all do to figure out. And like Geige said, make a list, identify the things you want to do, and then you start to deliver your value. Okay, so those things are important. We have 2 more products to give away. So who is in, or if you guys are still in here, I know I went a little bit over and some of you had to go, so I apologize for that. And who is going to be in on our weight loss, because we're going to give away a thing of Neo Shake. So let's see, if you are in, you're going to write in, and then you're going to tell me one tip you remember that Geige said, and that's going to be the person that's going to win a Neo Shake. Okay, you're going to write the word in, and then give us one of the tips that Geige delivered to you, or something that you found valuable of his. That is going to be our second giveaway. While you're doing that, we're going to kind of start the Q&A, and like I said, I still have one gift to give away. I'm going to bring Carlos on, and Carlos hopefully is plan your content. See, Rachel is like a super winner. She's already won multiple times because she's Johnny on the spot. She's delivering value. Rachel, are you going to come live with us tonight? I'm hoping that you are, because I want to give you somebody who hasn't been live with us a chance to do something. David says in with LinkedIn Live, how to apply. Excellent, David. Are you willing to come on? I'm going to give Carlos a couple of minutes. We're going to bring Carlos onto the stream for a minute. And then Carlos, I don't know if you're familiar with our sponsor and what the DU Neo project is. DU Neo stands for Need Extra Opportunities. So we're trying to help people to build a business and a brand during these COVID times. They're working from home. So welcome to the broadcast, Carlos. How are you?
Hey, how's it going? Hello,
Good.
Vicky. Hello. Hey, Geige. How are you? I just wanted to really congratulate Geige. Yesterday, we did a massive transmission with the Altissimo live concert. And okay. I'm sure you're familiar, Geige, with what happened yesterday. It was a fantastic 8-hour event with tons of celebrities, tons of singers, and it was all for a fundraiser, raising awareness of the farm workers that are trying to help people, stay fed in the United States. And we were putting a fundraiser together to basically get donations and be able to take care of the people who are doing the farm work. So it came out great. It was amazing. And we had every celebrity you can think of in the Latin market, from Gloria Estefan to Elvis Crespo and Mark Anthony. So thank you so much for building such a great platform where we were able to do what you saw yesterday.
I'm so I'm so happy to hear that. That's so kind of you to say, Carlos. I'm glad it was a success, and it's nice to see you. It's been a while since I've.
It's been a while, but we got it. I mean, obviously, we're going to talk. We talked about some hardware and stuff like that, but that'll be for off-camera stuff. Thank you, Vicky. I really just wanted to congratulate him because it was phenomenal. It's never been done before on such a worldwide scale.
Thank you. And that just tells us again, when you start small, you can start with a small broadcast and it can end up growing and elevating, right? So we want people to understand that starting wherever you are is important in live streaming, because that's how you'll bridge the gap. It'll be hard for you to go live stream in front of 30,000 people if you haven't live streamed in front of one, right?
Exactly.
Thanks so much, Carlos.
All right, thank you. Take care, guys.
Okay, see you later. Okay, guys, so what other questions do you have about, and I want you guys to be specific about your own business, because that's what we're gonna do for the other prize. So tell us what it is, and then so Rachel, I think, is the one that won the Neo Shake, right? Rachel, aren't you the one that won the Neo Shake? I think she did. So Rachel, I have to say, Rachel, you can message when you do that, doyouneo.com/I1. Tell us if you want chocolate or vanilla. So you get the one that you want. She made some really great these protein balls, and we created a whole recipe out of what she's got going on there. Maybe we'll do that. Okay. Who is going to, I came in from iPhone. Oh, you came in from your iPhone. Okay, Carlos. So you guys can come in from your iPhone. Who else has something that you guys ask a good question of Geige, because you guys seem very shy today. I don't know. Usually you're very full of questions, but today you seem a little shy. While you're posting that, Geige, when I did my first broadcast, I actually broadcasted my feet, right? Because I couldn't figure out how to get, it's a true story, right? I couldn't figure out how to get the camera to turn around. And, I have an Android. I am team Android, so back off, people. But I couldn't get the camera to turn around. And there was differences back there on Periscope and that, iPhones and Androids. And anyway, so then when I got the camera turned around, this is to set everyone at ease, not to make me look like a fool, but to set everyone at ease. I actually was on there and I was like, oh, how do I answer? Like, I'm reading the comments. I go, how do I answer you? Truth. Okay, I'm not dingy, but I seriously said that. And this guy in the comments goes, you just talk. And I was like, okay. Yeah, you start to feel dumb, but that's why when people are blazing that trail for you, don't worry about it. And if you end up being the trailblazer, you'll be able to tell stories like this too. And if you don't want to listen to me anymore because that happened, it's okay. I'm doing pretty well for myself now. It works out okay. You don't have to worry about who's judging you. What you need to do is just try and be the best version of you. All right, you guys don't want a prize, because I want you guys, somebody pop in a good question. Am I missing the comments? Do we need to somehow refresh? Because you guys are usually really full of questions. Maybe they're just frantically writing notes, or they're just so scared we're actually going to ask them to join the broadcast. So
I can give a couple examples of cool ways people are live streaming during this.
Yes.
Like one group of people I've seen do really well is teachers, especially teachers in like music teachers and anyone that can offer like private lessons. I've seen them do super well because they do a live stream that just promotes their services, essentially, where they just play music and talk about the types of, like, how to play a certain song or certain tips. And then they end up getting a lot of clients because they see their live streams and then they want private lessons. And that applies to any sort of teaching, whether it's teaching music or teaching how to sell something, all kind, whatever you're a teacher of. That's a great way to get new clients.
No, that is a good one. So even that, people that teach instruments, voice lessons. I mean, there's things that people can do, teaching exercises. We want people to think of anything that you know how to do right now that people learn by seeing you or listening to you. Then you can learn it this way. I mean, the live streaming gives people the ability to do that. And that's the vehicle you've given them. Rachel says, so for someone that doesn't know anything, where'd it go? Anything about StreamYard, how do you set it up?
It's very easy. My best suggestion would be to just go, like, we have a free version, right? So you can check everything out. I just go to streamyard.com and try creating your first broadcast. It'll walk you through the steps on the site itself. If you just want to get comfortable first and don't want to be public, you can just do like a record only test broadcast. So I'd probably start with that. But I think you'll be surprised how easy it is. If you just go to streamyard.com and click through the steps, we tried to make it pretty easy.
And I would agree. I think it was pretty easy because I put it together pretty fast. I had already done some stuff, but I would agree. And let me grab those. I'm going to drop a link because one of the other things that Geige has done is that we have a link for you guys to get a free. Now, this the 2-week trial they get. Is it any version? Because you gave me that link to give them a 2-week trial. Is it any version or just? It's
a 2-week trial of the basic version, but that has like the vast majority of the features. The only thing is it's only 2 simulcasting platforms, but other than that, you have essentially everything. You can do video overlays and image overlays and backgrounds and green screens, essentially everything.
Okay. So I'm going to drop the link, or honey, Abby, can you grab the link and drop it in there? And we do have another secret guest behind here that I'm going to bring on in just 1 second because we have about 10 more minutes. Are you guys ever going to have more of a webinar platform that you can collect fees? That's a great question.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I don't know if we'll ever go down that route. It's definitely popular among our user base is doing that type of stuff. People generally use StreamYard as a way to sort of supplement the webinars that they do, where StreamYard is more like a higher level in the funnel, essentially, where they use StreamYard to build the email list that they have by delivering value and then encouraging people to sign up for some kind of lead magnet, like if you're like top 10 tips on how to do something, and they sign up and you get their email, and then they'll grab that email list and do a webinar to that email list. But right now, webinar platforms pretty essentially complement StreamYard. But I do know that it would be cool for people to just be able to hop on StreamYard and then after the live stream's over, maybe do a private event of some kind. So it's something we're open to, but I don't have any dates or anything like that for you.
Okay, so that's good though. It's on the radar. David says he's learning about the product right now. What is a good starting point with your product to progress into a larger audience?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would start. I would just be super focused, right? A lot of people try to be too broad, so I would spend a lot of time to make sure you're delivering valuable content and try to make it super targeted and super relevant to the people that you want to attract. I find that it's people that are going after a very specific niche and really serving that niche that tend to go on to attract much larger audiences.
Yep, I would say that's true for sure too, and making sure that you're, if you don't have an audience, like for instance, I have a smaller YouTube following. We're going on live on YouTube because it does help build that audience, and I do have some people that say to me, I really want to watch it on YouTube, but that wouldn't be my primary place to go, and I wouldn't upgrade to a 5 platform just to have 5 platforms. You want to start building those audiences, and like you said, offer an opt-in, a freebie, something like that, so you can start to build those audiences where you're giving them some value. David says, wait, no, it wasn't David. Dawn, we did ask that question earlier. I think you said Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 9 to 11. Is that correct on Pacific time?
That's right. 9-11 to Pacific that's my opinion. Yep.
I'm going to totally try that. I will let you guys know. I did drop the link in the chat. If you guys want to try that link, that will give you that 2 weeks thing. If you had 2 completely different YouTube channels, can you choose which one you want to stream to, different subject matters?
Yep, you can connect both of them on StreamYard and go live to each one individually. Absolutely.
But you can't go to 2 YouTube channels at the same time, correct? Or can you?
You can.
Okay.
It's just, if it's different subject matter, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Go to one or the other. But yeah, you can.
Okay. There you go. So Stephanie, I think that probably answered your question. You guys have that stuff in there. I'm going to bring Ken on and then we're going to wrap the show up. Geige has been a fantastic guest. I'm going to bring him on. I'm going to bring Ken on really quick. And the reason I brought Ken on really quick is that I think it's important. We were talking about live streaming and how important it is that we acknowledge other people. Maybe they support our journey, just like Neogenics is sponsoring this event, and Geige sponsored the Powered by StreamYard. He's giving us the ability to move out there and to give you guys and come on the broadcast. But Ken is actually the one that introduced me to StreamYard. So recognizing the relationships that you're building, even if you do a live stream and you only do 1 or you do 2 and you meet someone, I don't care if you only have 1 person on your stream. I want you to remember that even if you don't have anybody there, people are going to watch the replay. Something's going to happen, and you never know when eventually something's going to change, or you're going to develop a relationship with people. Ken is a huge, Ken, how many times do you stream a day?
I'll
2,
bet Geige knows.
3, 12? I don't know.
No, probably 2 or 3, 4 times. I don't know. I mean, I've done over 20 some hundred. I've done over 2,000 live streams. So I don't know.
Yeah. So, and you know, like I said, you're the one that actually, it's not like I hadn't heard about it 100 times, but sometimes when you're watching and a friend of yours is doing something, and I want you guys to understand with network marketing and relationship marketing, and what you guys are doing here is trying to build a business or a brand. Relationships are where it's at. It doesn't matter how many people. You could have 1,000 people, but you're not engaging with any, or you can have 2 and you're creating a relationship. You want to create relationships. And that's one of the things that Ken does really well. And Ken, what tips would you add in really quick before we wrap this up to tell people who are trying to either build their business or brand, or maybe they're just starting and, you know, they're trying to kind of catch the wave of how can I deliver value?
Well, you know, and first, thank you. I was on I got to tell you the irony of all this. Geige, you're going to love this. I was just a speaker at an event, and me and Glenn Morshower, the actor, we were speaking together, and we were scheduled to be on a Zoom. And she sends me, I mean, it was 30 minutes before we were supposed to go on. She's like, we're having technical difficulties with Zoom. Can we use StreamYard for this? I'm like, you know, you can. Let me send you my link. So StreamYard rocks, man. Geige, you've heard me. I know you have. I know you and Dan are in the background watching once in a while, but I love StreamYard. And Geige probably regrets accepting my friend request on Facebook.
Hopefully he doesn't regret mine.
Ken forgot about customer support. He just comes right to me if he has a problem.
No, I can't thank you enough, Ken. You're a huge advocate for us, and I really appreciate it.
I've been using StreamYard about 10 months, and I'll tell you what it's done for me, because there are other ways to multicast. It's a bit cumbersome to do that. Man, when I came across StreamYard, I thought, oh my God, I can build 2 YouTube channels, which I do, you know, and all this other stuff that I have going on. And I have 57,000 fans on my fan page. Every time I go live, all of those, plus all my 5,000 friends, and Periscope, which I had not even used Periscope in a few years. And I'm like, gosh, I still have 4,600 Periscope fans, you know? And I'm like, and it goes to Twitter. And so I'm like, this is freaking awesome. It's one place and bam. So, you know, what it's done for me is I have my daily show where I interview celebrities and entrepreneurs. And then I now have a show with a huge celebrity, Glenn Morshower, who's been an actor for 45 years in Hollywood. Him and I and Scott McCain do a show on Sunday nights. And I saw I heard you say something a second ago about even if you have one viewer. And let me say this, 6 years ago or so, back when Vicky, it was you and me and Grant Cardone and a couple of other people using Periscope and Meerkat and I remember, and I say this, and I hope this isn't too.
It's a very G-rated show, so do not step over the line. Do not step over it.
It's not. I've said this to the pastors of my church. I've said the very first time I went live, I was nervous as a hooker in church.
Sorry, friends. Okay, come on, Ken. Anyway,
I was nervous. I literally had 1 or 2 people, and I remember looking at the phone going, what am I gonna say to people? Like, what do I say? And what if
now we can't
girlfriend shows up? You know, but you've got to go. You got to hit the gas pedal and go. I mean, it changed my life. I mean, it literally has.
Yeah, you know what? And I think that's awesome tips. You guys, we've kept you here long enough. I want you guys to know, remember, this is the Do You Neo Need Extra Opportunity show. And we hope that you're finding value each and every week. I want you guys to make sure you hit the share button, register for the next show. I'm going to show you really quick who the next guest is. And can I do a screen share with all three of us here? I'm about to try that. Okay. So see, you guys get to be part of the guinea pigs, right? Oh, wait. Is that? I have, Ken is also the one, you guys remember when we had that trouble? Ken's also the one that got me out of it to figure out how I could, and by the way, here's the StreamYard information. I want you guys to take a screenshot of that and definitely, tag them in your broadcast, share out the information and share out that link. Let people that are trying to learn how to stream, use that link and give it a try, give it a go, especially if you have a podcast or, those kind of things. There's a lot of opportunity there for you. If you haven't put winner in the chat box, I need you guys to put it in there now, because this is your last chance to get to have that opportunity. And I need Honey or Abby to tell me who won from your random draws from either the shares and the points and stuff from today. And then, so this is our prize patrol. We kind of we gave you some of the gifts already, but next week we have Amy Collins from New Shelves Books. We're going to talk about blogs, books, and bringing home the bacon. If you've ever thought about being an author, I wrote 12 books in 12 months last year. Amy she's amazing. She's an amazing resource about how to get your information into big box stores. I had book signings with 12 Barnes & Noble last year. 3 of them got canceled right as COVID hit. We were on our way to Chicago, but she is an amazing resource. So if you're not signed up for that one, and you thought about writing as an opportunity and are doing books or editing books or doing anything in the book industry, but also in social media, I'll show you guys how we tie that together, because this is an opportunity for you to extend, right? Thinking about writing your life story or thinking about telling people what's going on. So I hope that you guys find value here today. I hope that you are encompassing the value that we're bringing and how many different ways that you can do that, right? Because it's not just one way anymore. It's not just one thing. It's a huge opportunity. So I'm gonna get that answer. I didn't see them put. Ken, tell me. You say stop.
Stop.
Okay. The winner is. Oh, that's me. Say stop again.
Stop.
Stop. Fair Witness. Fair Witness won. You are our winner. So, I still wasn't sure what your comments and stuff were, but if you go to doyouneo.com/I1, you have won a bottle of NeoBrain. So if you put that in there, again, you won a bottle of NeoBrain. Ken, we are also going to send you some stuff. I know you did your 75 hard last year. You worked really hard on keeping your body together and in good shape. So we're going to send you some stuff as well. And maybe you can help with all your shows. Maybe you can do a little hold the Neogenics bottle up or something and give them. You'll love the products. You'll give them a little street cred if it's in alignment with whatever you're doing. But I just wanted to tell you guys, thank you for being here. Thanks for participating each and every week. We appreciate you. I cannot find Fair Witness. Is there a way for us to easily undo that without finding the person? Geige?
At the top there should be a hide comment. I can't remember if it's at the top or the bottom, but there's a hide comment at the top or the bottom, or you can just click a different comment and then click it again.
There. Okay, there you go. Click that one. There you go. See, I'm still learning, guys. But remember, I doubt that you found that was really offensive. That I didn't know, and I had to fix it. Because don't worry. Deliver the best value you can. People just want to learn, and they want you to be real. I mean, it's okay to be real. It's okay to have mistakes. It's okay for things not to be perfect. But anyway, you guys, I really appreciate you. If you haven't checked out the Neogenic stuff, I'm going to drop some links in there. If you guys want to do the weight loss journey with us, starting on Monday, I will also drop Terry's link in there. So if you are one of my friends, otherwise go to your representative that invited you here, or go to the person that invited you here. Get on board with us. We're going to create our little Facebook group and put that together so we can all, we can get rid of the quarantine 15. We can slim ourselves down just a little bit. So when we get back out in public, we're feeling like we're at our fighting weight. So guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. I thank you for being here. Geige, I thank you again for being here. Ken, thanks for stopping by. We will look forward to watching you build your business and your brand. And until next time, I want to remind you, like I always do, to dream it, believe it, and achieve it. Ciao. Say bye, everybody. We love you.